Hello, hi, and welcome to the second episode of the Kickin Back chat show interview podcast thing that I'm doing here on the channel, okay? The first episode, we had Johnny Gilbert on the channel. And today, we got the frontman of the Ontario hardcore band, Rust, on the program. I hope that you guys are ready to kick back, alright? Because that's exactly what we're about to do. My name is Dan Frampton, and without any further stalling, here's the episode. Alright, here we are. We're kicking back with Tommy from Rust. How's it going, man?
Not too bad, dude. How are you?
Oh, dude, man, I'm pretty chill. Thank you so much for jumping on to the newly formed Kickin Back chat show.
Hell yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, it might be a little awkward and choppy goings, but, we'll do what we can. I'm just getting my feet wet here. This is the second episode. So how's about you just basically tell the audience who you are today, and then we'll go way back to the past. So what are you up to right now?
Right now, I sing for the Ontario hardcore band Rust, as well as I have a little solo project called World's Grasp, which is essentially just hardcore Metallica. And happy to be a part of the scene. Happy to be here, doing my thing.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. So, are you in the Toronto area now, or are you what's your deal? You don't need to be specific or anything. Please don't be.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'll just dox myself. Just I grew up in London. Lived there for 23 years.
And then
Yeah, man. Then I lived in Niagara for roughly 3 years, and now I'm living up near Algonquin Provincial Park out in the county with the wolves and the bears and the moose.
God dang, dude. Holy shit, that's a journey. London's actually a cool town. I've only been there a couple times to play a couple shows. I played in a record shop there. I forget the name of the shop, but man,
Roofs?
It could be. But that memory is gonna live with me forever, just that one night. So London, I haven't been to Niagara ever once, and I know that's kind of a weird thing, being from Ontario. I'm like, nah, dude, never seen the falls.
It's just it's a tourist trap, man. That's all that's there, just tourist stuff and wine.
Oh, true, eh? I've been hearing there's some, I don't know, some DIY stuff kicking off around those parts these days.
Absolutely.
Is that kind of something that's been going on in Niagara for a while, or has that been just kicking off recently?
Niagara's always had a pretty strong DIY ethic, especially within the hardcore realm. The whole Niagara region, St. Catharines is the biggest city in that region, but I've been to and played shows in Welland, where some kid was throwing shows out of a barn there 6 years ago or some shit, and they have a lot of cool smaller venues and just a really strong DIY local scene, especially being spearheaded by Reality Denied. That band is really doing quite a lot for Niagara. I'm super proud of those guys.
Oh, dude, yeah. No, that's really sick, because I'm not really in tune with what's going on around there. I didn't, like I said, I haven't been there, and every time that I was on the road, I always bypass St. Catharines, even though I've always heard that was the town to go to play. So that's sick. And then as far as DIY shows go, were those the first ones that you went to, the ones in London area, or let's go all the way back now?
All right, man. If we're going all the way back, the first DIY show I went to was the first show I played.
Oh, damn! Damn, that's crazy. All right, true.
Yeah. I actually, one quick second. Bam. I still have the ticket from it.
Oh shit, dude. That's so sick.
It's March 24th, 2012.
Oh damn. All right.
Yeah. It was in this little strip mall area, way out East London. The venue is called the Music Box, and there's like a Value Village and like a bunch of other places there in that plaza. And just like tucked away in the corner in the basement was this venue where they were throwing like metalcore shows.
Oh, damn, true. In 2012 metalcore, yeah, I guess it definitely was still, yeah, hooting and hollering.
That was
yeah.
the time, man.
No, for sure, dude. God damn. Yeah, because normally the way that like I'm used to people getting kind of like, I'm going to use the word indoctrinated, I guess, into the scene.
Sure.
They kind of just like see it from maybe like a older brother. They might see someone in a like a jean vest like this, kind of walk into like a club, being like, oh, what are these guys up to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like get into it. You kind of like have to convince your parents that you want to go to this show, and then next thing you know, you're like in 17 different bands. So that's how I'm familiar with it. So how did like where did like the booking of this come from? And yeah, like that's just like extremely interesting to me. How does that coincide like that?
Well, it all started when I was in grade 10. Fuck, this is so long ago now. And I didn't really have much for friends or anything. I was like super, super quiet kid. All I did was like play drums. That was all I did. I play drums and make covers and put them on YouTube.
Oh, damn, true. Okay.
Yeah. And some kids in grade 12, they were trying to make a metal band, but they didn't know any drummers that played metal music in the area.
Sure. Yeah.
And then they a classmate of theirs that I was friends with was like, hey, I know this kid who all he does is play metal drums, and sent my YouTube channel to them. And then they hit me up and were like, hey, we're a band, we need a drummer, we have a show booked, so like, you want to do this? And I was just like, real band. So I just like worked my little butt off learning all their songs, and it was like a few months later then I like got totally just thrown in full speed into like the DIY local scene.
Holy shit. Did they like send you demos to learn from, or was this like kind of like through jamming and stuff? Like, did you have to show up to practices kind of expected to know the songs kind of deal?
No, it was they came by like to my house, well, my parents' house.
Of course, that's the way it goes. Yeah. I was the same thing, dude. I was a drummer in high school too, and then you become like the hub for all the shit that's good.
Exactly. All of a sudden, everyone's leaving their like half stacks and stuff in your basement.
Dude, that's how I learned guitar. Exactly, man.
Dude, the best.
Yeah. Okay. True say. All right.
Yeah, they showed up and they heard me playing blast beats from outside, and we're just like, okay, this kid's got it.
Damn, true.
Yeah, I just kind of like they had like a skeleton of like the structure of what they wanted the drums to be, but it was kind of like, hey, like write your parts to the music that we have, and they like the guitar player is like one of the most talented musicians I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And he was like going to university to be a music major. And he like had like a whiteboard and everything, was like writing out all the notation and stuff.
Dang.
So like, oh yeah, man, it was like, it really kicked my ass into gear, of like being just a kid playing drums in the basement, making YouTube covers. So like, okay, now I have to be like on freaking point with this shit.
No doubt.
Yeah, no, it was fun, man. It was. I'm very grateful that I had such like a catapult kind of start to this sort of thing. And I've just been loving it ever since.
Yeah, dude, that's wild. That's great. How like just like getting a set of drums. I got like this shitty ass like Westbury kit. They're like the bottom of the bottom, but that was just like such a cool. And I had no idea how to play or anything. It was just like the coolest way to kind of be like a weird introvert but still passionate about music, and then and just to meet everybody because they all need drummers and nobody had drums.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah,
exactly.
man. Okay, I get. Dude, I get that for sure. But like, you're very much a multi-instrumentalist these days, correct? Like I see you do like vocal takes and guitar takes all over the social media.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I just love music, and like I've been like I started playing drums when I was 10, and then I started playing guitar at 13. And I started playing bass roughly the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, just being a super shy kid, I don't know, I was like really, really into the idea of being able to just like make music entirely by myself. Um, so I kind of just like really, really wanted to branch out to like every aspect of like the rock band kind of setup with lead guitar, rhythm guitar, bass player, vocalist, drummer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of just be able to do my own thing regardless of whether I'm playing in a band or not. That was like super important to me, and it's still very important to me to this day.
Yeah, no, absolutely. When it comes to the Rust stuff, is it something that you track out all yourself and then have musicians like your friends learn, or is everybody kind of coming together to write and put it together? Like, what's going on with like the Rust stuff?
It's been a different process for pretty much like every release that we've done.
Yeah, true, got it.
Yeah, it's as of late, the new record that we just finished and our most recent record, World Upside Down, those are predominantly Rick, our guitar player. He that dude, just all the stuff he writes, like it's never like, yeah, this is whack. It's like, hey, here's like a song idea that I have, and everyone's just like, yep, this is super dope.
Yeah, this is the one. Thank you very much. We'll definitely be running with this. Okay, yeah, true.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then he would come down to my place in London with Rob, our bass player, and then we would demo stuff out.
Yeah.
So I would like program the drums, he would be tracking the guitars, and then we would all kind of throw in our 2 cents to kind of mold everything how we wanted. But yeah, every release has been a completely different process. Like our songs on the split, like the one track Nihilist was a song that I wrote for one of my old bands, and we needed a track really quick to throw on the split. So like that one kind of just came out that way. And
dude, that's one of the cool things. So you can't just like write a song and it be like the song, you know what I mean? So when you're a songwriter, you have a lot of things like in the back pocket. Maybe you stored things in a drawer a long time ago, and you'll never know when this idea is going to be useful or when you can use this kind of thing. So yeah, dude, that's sick. So yeah, right on.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, dude, that's pretty rad. So so the first DIY show was the first one that you attended, was the first one that you played. But then did you get into like going? What was your like involvement early on when you got your feet wet? Because I guess like the whole vision would have been as a drummer and making your own music to kind of be doing it, right? And then when you finally started,
100%.
Yeah. So when you finally started doing like it in the scene, like what did that like look for young high school version of you?
It was the coolest feeling and most like liberating thing in the world, because like it was like, wow, there's actually a space where like a weirdo like me belongs. Are you kidding me? Like what? And just like, I don't know, the friendships that I made with like the other locals that were opening the show, just like that sense of community in itself, it was just like so mind-blowing to me, because I was always like super, super anxious, super shy, and being around people that share the same love for this kind of music. And like one of the biggest things too is like seeing people just like out in the wild that I recognize from shows and things like that. And like just the connections on a personal level that were made from just that one show really got me hooked and like wanting to go see those other local bands and play more shows with them. And like even like one of the other local bands that played that first show, I ended up joining their band like a couple years later. Like if there's one thing that I am certain of that I've kind of figured out through playing in bands for roughly 12 years is that like every little thing can be like a stepping stone to the next kind
For
of deals.
sure.
Yeah. So everything's kind of like a ripple effect, and like how you carry yourself and how you interact with others will um, have a big contribution to your longevity in the scene and your, you know, potential for having future quote unquote jobs in
Yes.
bands.
No, no, absolutely. You got that right. And like we've had discussions before about it being a difficult kind of thing to navigate and to kind of understand the different kind of personalities that are involved in like the promotion of shows and just like the fans of shows, people in bands and that kind of thing. And it goes from like the sweetest hearts that you will ever meet ever anywhere. You see people just like coming out of their shell and being their truest self, and it's the most beautiful and heartwarming thing in the world. You're like, yes, my place, my people. And then you also get the very, very opposite of that, and all the famous things that the scene is like, unfortunately, kind of like stigmatized with, like all like the allegation stories that have been going on for years, and the toxic, just like interpersonal, I'm gonna steal from you and I'm not gonna pay you type stuff that goes on the ground level. And it's a lot of shit to kind of be like, all right, I'm like a 17-year-old kid, and now it's time to fucking just like, I don't know, get in here and do this sort of thing. So do you find like so basically this is like, I don't know, what I'm trying to get around to is like, what was like the I don't know, like the personal growth journey for you that kind of like went into it? Did you kind of, when you look back on it, where you're like, oh man, that guy back then was a total shit, or were you like, oh man, he was like, he had it right all the way from the beginning? Like,
dude, no. Oh man, no, I was such an egotistical little dickhead for so long, man. Yeah. Oh my god, dude, it was so bad. Like, I'm so ashamed of it, but like, there's no hiding it. Like, it's like, yeah, it happened. I used to act like that, but, and like, not that there's much of a justification for, you know, being a pompous asshole, but like, you know, being like 16 years old in a band with people that are like pushing 20, and like your first show, you're opening for some like rather notable bands for that time period, you know, like that shit goes to your head. Like,
yeah,
I did my first tour, like Ontario, Quebec run when I was 16, and like skipping school to go on tour for a week and a half.
No, dude,
my head just went boom. And then like grade 12, I did a month-long tour, same thing. And like, you know, never getting attention from like female-bodied people, and then all of a sudden you're getting your DMs blown up and all this stuff, and like no kid knows how to handle that kind of attention, man. Like, it's like, yeah, I definitely could have you know, handled myself better, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad that I went through all that kind of stuff at a younger age, that where I'm at now, I'm able to have like a clear head and, you know, treat everyone, including myself, with the respect and love that they deserve.
Oh yeah, no, that's beautiful. Do you, in your mind, do you think you had like a come to Jesus moment where it was like, oh damn, it's time to like look myself in the mirror? Is there like a moment like that for you? And if you don't want to elaborate, that's I understand how like that's a personal type question.
Oh, like, totally, man. But like I appreciate that and respect that, but also like I'm an open book, dude. I got nothing to hide. I had a situation happen with my first hardcore band, where some things involving a member of my band, it wasn't me, but a member of my band at that time, things didn't go too well with this big public thingy, and like that band was like my baby. Like, I wrote all the music, all the performances and the recordings was me. Like, it was my entire world, and because we grossly mishandled a crappy situation, all that got kind of like ripped out from under me. And that was like a big like wake up slap to the face. Like,
Damn.
hey kid, like any of this stuff that you're doing, none of this matters if you're not doing it with the proper intention, and if you're not doing it with, keeping respect to other people and yourself at the forefront. Like your music is really not that important in the grand scheme of being in a band. It's only like a certain component of it. And yeah, just like, having like touring the US and all this stuff at like 21 to having nothing all in like one day, was a very humbling experience. And at the time it sucked, man. I felt like the world was absolutely crumbling around me.
Yeah.
But I just kept pushing, just like with the whole stepping stone mentality that I was speaking about earlier. Like,
Yeah.
little bit after that band broke up, I got picked up by a band from Detroit and played with them for a while, and that kind of like brought my ego back up a bit, and not in a good way. And
True.
and a couple bands after that, I got treated horribly by a band that I was a part of, and that was honestly one of the best things that have ever happened to me, because shortly after that I got asked to join Rust, and I felt like I was kind of rebuilding myself from the ground up.
Damn. True.
And yeah, and like those guys in Rust I'm not just saying it because they're my bandmates, but like seriously some of the most wonderful, genuine people I've ever met. And joining that band at the time when it did happen was seriously like a saving grace for me, even outside of just music, just for myself in my personal journey, kind of thing. So I'm glad that all these things happened and I experienced all this bad shit while I was with the wrong bands, so that eventually when I'm with the right band, I was able to be the best version of myself that I can.
Damn. No, it's actually kind of like fortunate the way that worked out, and the way that those like card houses crumbled when they did. And it really does seem like one thing not only led to the next thing, but you learned from one thing that created the next thing, and that next thing wouldn't have been created unless you have learned from the stuff that had just happened. And then to go through that being like ripped away from you thing, and then getting picked up so quickly by a band that's like making noise, and like anybody at that age, man, it's gonna do something, not necessarily always to the ego, but even to just like basically, I don't know, like just like you, like even physically, you know what I mean? It can change you like as a person. So
totally, man.
To kind of like be able to kind of see that, and like people don't recognize that on like the DIY ground level, because a lot of people don't even see it as like legitimate or like real or whatever. But all of that stuff that you can imagine is multiplied times a million because of just how intimate it all is. And you kind of like, just like you said earlier, dude, you kind of got to be an open book, and you got to be honest with yourself and with what your intentions are if you want to do it, and not let alone be successful. That's like a whole other fucking thing. But if you just want to like do this thing in this community with these people, that's the kind of, you just got to learn from the last thing, and try to pull yourself up and keep her going, because it's so easy to get fucking like torn down by this stuff. But yeah, no,
100%,
dude, that's a crazy like like journey story to get yourself to like the quote unquote right band. Like
Rust is my 9th band, I think, if I recall correctly. Yeah,
dude, that's crazy. And were you like always like the vocalist in these bands, like in the last like little bit, or was it just like
the band I was in before Rust, I was playing drums.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, for sure. All right, gotcha. True.
And I had like after things dissolved with that Detroit hardcore band I was in, I like started my new like kind of passion project, World's Grasp. And with that project, live I did vocals and guitar. which was like super, super fun. And I'm really hoping to do that again. Just Rust always takes priority and got a lot of shit going on. So
dude, I can imagine. Well, when it comes to just like the performance aspect of it, and from a fun, only looking at it from like a fun barometer, like what's like the most fun that you have, like performing? Is it just as a vocalist, or is it playing the guitar, or is it drumming? Like, yeah,
I would say probably just doing vocals.
Yeah, I get that for sure.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like you're not stuck behind a bunch of stuff. You don't have anything strapped on you. It's just you and the mic and people right there. And that's the thing, like getting in front into people's faces and like, you know, feeling the freaking sweat and all the gross fucking shit. Like,
That's literally what it's all about, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And just like seeing people's faces when like, you know, like there's like some like, I don't know, like 18-year-old kid like mouthing the words up front, and I stick the mic in their face and just like watching their face light up, hearing their voice over the PA, like stuff like that is just like absolutely untouchable out of like any other position I've held in bands.
Yeah. Oh, dude, that definitely seems like a lot of fun. Growing up, I was a drummer, and I had a lot of fun doing the drums, of course. And then when I was doing just like my little tours or whatever, it was vocals and guitar, and just doing vocals just seemed like a lot of fun. I think either in my mind, because of things I've never done, I think being just a vocalist or just a rhythm guitar player. I think those are the two most fun things you can do.
Dude, back. Yeah, like when I played in Turncoat, I was their rhythm guitar player, and it was just like even like one of our songs, pretty much all I had to play was just some like open chugs.
Yeah,
but like I just got to rock out, dude.
Hell yeah!
Freaking, oh man, it was a good time. It was a very good time.
Oh, that's right. All you got to do is hit those root notes, and then you experience all the benefits of being a guitar player and not being labeled a bassist, and it's a wonderful time.
Exactly, dude. Straight up.
Oh no, that's sick, dude. All right, well, so what are the things that you're working on right now? Are you working on Rust stuff? Is Rust coming up with like? You don't need to spoil anything. If nothing is announced, please, you don't need to announce.
Oh, no, the dudes would freaking gut me like a fish if I spoiled anything.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Okay, perfect. That's all you need to say. Perfect, got it.
I'm going to say that I have multi-tracks for an entire new EP on my computer.
Yeah.
And I have sent those multi-tracks off to someone who is a phenomenal mix engineer. And we are waiting to get those back.
Damn.
And I can tell you who it is if you cut it out of the video, but
well, after we hit like stop
respect.
Record. Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, definitely.
But you can definitely expect more than just a single from Rust early 2024.
Oh, true. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I have a full EP of new Grasp songs as well on my computer. I just got to cut vocals on a couple more, and then whenever I feel like I'm happy with the mixes, which, you know, could be a couple weeks, could be a couple years.
Oh,
never know.
Yeah. I get that for sure. Remember, like I don't know who shared it. It might have been you, actually. But you got remember to take breaks, man, because your ears will get fatigued for sure.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, dude.
100%, man.
Yeah, that's fucking really exciting, man. I'm glad that you're like out there keeping busy and like hunkered up in your little snow castle over there.
Oh yeah, man. No, it's been sick. It's been fun, and like I don't know, over like the pandemic when there wasn't shows, I took that time to kind of like, you know, gain a bit more knowledge about mixing and stuff like that. So I've really been like deep diving into like the production side of music over the past couple of years, and it's been a super fun time.
Yeah, no, let's talk about that a little bit, because like I don't know, recording and engineering is a whole other beast of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when people hear the word producer, you know, it means a different thing to a bunch of different people. But like putting it all together sonically is a whole other can of worms. So yeah, how did that like start with you? Like, what was your first kind of project? Was it always kind of like heavy type stuff that you were tracking?
Yeah. I mean, the like recording bug bit me at like a pretty young age, where like I I had like a Rock Band microphone.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, the little Logitech thingy. And I would plug that into the family desktop and run that mic downstairs to my drums. And I would like record that stuff in Windows Movie Maker with like the narration function. Yeah. Oh, dude, it was hilarious.
Man.
It was so funny.
Windows Movie Maker got so much use out of so many people doing the weirdest fucking shit back then.
Man,
that's
100%.
That's unreal.
Whether it's like Comic Sans breakdown compilations or like recording your own covers, dude, that was, yeah, it was the shit, man.
Oh,
and
dude, that was like the fucking, those breakdown compilations were fucking insane. You got
right,
that, right?
Right,
God,
throwback. But yeah, so like I kind of like, I was always interested in recording, but it was like up until the pandemic, it was never anything more than a tool to kind of, you know, make sure I don't forget my ideas.
Yeah, for sure. Gotcha.
Yeah, but and just with all the technology available for like even just like amp sims, how real they sound nowadays, like just the idea of being able to, you know, make an initial investment on the software and then being able to just pump out as much or as little music as I want to, as much as I feel like it, out of the comfort of my own home, was like a very, very cool concept to me.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
The way that tide changed was crazy, because like equipment used to be the most expensive thing in the world, and like you know, doing it like analog was like the way, and then you'd like record it analog and then transfer it digital. It used to be the most laborious fucking thing ever. And then all your plugins were literally plugins, like giant consoles that are now just like a tab on your like workstation, which is amazing.
For real.
Yeah.
Like the newest Rust single, I mixed that, and the drums were recorded at a studio. Although I sample replaced like almost the whole kit. But all the guitars and the bass were straight up just DI, and then everything was through amp sims.
Damn. Yeah, no, exactly. No, dude, that's it. All you gotta do is, it's crazy. Like if you would have told, I don't know, 2008 me that you could just like plug direct and it'd be all right, it'd be like, what are you fucking talking about? You're plugging direct. You're like, yeah, dude, you just go direct and it's all there. You're like, oh man. Yeah, it's wild.
100%. Yeah, no, it's cool, man. And like, I encourage anyone and everyone that plays music to, you know, at least dabble in it. If you're not producing records or like putting out mixes, whatever, even just having the ability to record yourself as a writing tool is massive.
Dude, it's actually kind of mind-blowing. And I used to have this thought all the time, and I don't have it as much anymore because I'm old as fuck. But like, I used to think like, if you could make music, why the fuck aren't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you know how to play guitar and you're not doing it? It just did not make fucking sense to me. So the same thing kind of applies. Like, if you have all this stuff at the push of a button and it's all there and you can just like set up a little rig, why the fuck don't you? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Dude, straight up. And honestly, like, some of these plugins sound better than the actual amps and they cost like way less.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't expect these like the software to sound so good, but it does, and you can do the right kind of tweaks. And then of course there are like plugins and VSTs that you can put on top of all of that other stuff and just come up with some like real top-notch sounding stuff with just a laptop. It's kind of crazy.
Dude, it's insane. It's like, we kind of live in like an audio production renaissance at the moment. So like take advantage of that.
Yeah, dude, I agree with that for sure. And
Yeah.
and if you, especially if you have like, I don't know, the resources to get out there on the road and play it in front of people, like it's crazy how hard it used to be to get into it, and now you can, if you can, I hate to be like so corny and cheesy, but like if it's something that you want to do, you can fucking do it, you know? It's nuts.
Oh, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. Like obviously there's like other factors in the industry that are much less attainable nowadays, as opposed to like when, I don't know, like all like the bigger bands came up.
Dude, for sure.
But just like the amount of, or I guess the volume of everyone's voice as an individual, as an artist, is so much greater nowadays because of the internet and because of all these products and things that you can use at home to just put your music out that you never would have been able to do like 20-30 years ago. You would have had to have like signed to a label to even just afford to go to a studio to record.
Yeah, no,
you
for
know,
sure.
like,
and,
yeah,
and
so like there's a lot more power to the individual.
Yeah, no, agreed. And it does kind of like oversaturate everything, because it's like everybody, like if you can do it, why don't you do it, kind of thing. So a lot of people are doing it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So but the same principle applies. If you're like unique and you have your own thing to say, then you're gonna kind of like stand out amongst whatever's around. But like labels don't sign bands to develop them anymore, you know what I mean? You kind of gotta like prove yourself at this like crazy grassroots level before anyone's even gonna take you seriously, you know what I mean? But before, they'd be like, oh damn, this dude's got a great jawline, let's give them fucking $250,000 to record a record,
dude, right? Like,
yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, so it's a double-edged sword, but you know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, man. And it's like you can either, complain about it and not get anywhere, or, play the game and use the rules to your advantage.
No, dude, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, definitely. And it's easy as shit to get discouraged by everything. But like,
oh, dude, hell yeah.
It's like, I don't know, dude. It's like, really, if you've got the passion to do it and you're already doing it, and I don't know, like quitting almost seems stupid and futile, because like, I've come this fucking far. Like, what the hell would I be quitting for? That's ridiculous,
dude, for real. And just like, if you do end up quitting, it's like, okay, you just ended your journey on your own volition at this stepping stone, when you could have gone to the next thing if you just, kept doing the thing.
Yeah, no, dude, for sure. And I don't know, I don't know, people do the family thing, and they do the kids thing, and they do the want to settle down thing. Yeah. And I get that, but like, if you're passionate,
half my band are dads.
Yeah, dude, no, for sure, exactly. No,
we bring the kids to shows. Like Rob's daughter, we played Niagara like a week ago or something, and Rob's 5-year-old daughter is like checking my mic for me and stuff. Like, it's awesome, man. Like,
that's beautiful, man. I love that.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you genuinely grow out of it, I'm not saying force yourself to stay into music. Basically, what I'm saying is, if you're like passionate about it, don't let being old stop you from doing it. Yeah.
Oh, dude, for real. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's dope. I have, of course, like everybody my age that are still in bands, now they have kids that are like, yeah, they're coming to like sound checks in like full Halloween costumes, and they're screaming in their mics. It's beautiful. I'm like,
dude, it's so awesome. And that's like one of the like most important things about hardcore too, is encouraging the next generation. Because it's like, we're gonna get fucking old, and that torch has to be passed.
For sure, absolutely.
So like, treat the kids with respect, encourage the kids, don't gatekeep the kids, let them do their freaking thing.
100%.
And they're gonna do it better than we can.
Man, yeah.
For
sure. That's wise as hell, dude. Absolutely. So easy for these old heads to go to these goddamn hardcore shows just to crowd kill children. Like,
yeah,
unironically,
right.
they're literally unironically going there to punch kids in the face.
That's one of my biggest issues with today's climate with hardcore is just the whole like tough guy mentality thing. Like it just like a lot of that stems from like the OG hardcore bands that had tough lives. They lived on the streets. They were actually gang affiliated. And then it's like all these kids nowadays thinking that like, oh, to be hardcore, that means I have to put on this like chest puffing bullshit, toxic masculine persona.
Right.
When that's the exact opposite of what hardcore actually stands for.
No,
it's
man.
about being genuine, being real, and like speaking your truth. For them, that was like the OGs. For them, that was living the lives that they were living, man. They lived hard lives, so they had hard lyrics, hard riffs. They went hard at shows, you know, like
yep.
That's just how it was. And like, I don't know, I think a lot of people could benefit from doing a little bit of homework and seeing where this kind of stuff comes from. And I would just, and like, not to like, you know, turn my nose up at people, but I really love to see more people just unapologetically being themselves and just doing their thing, you know, because it's like you never know what that like 16-year-old kid who's by themselves at the show in the corner could be going through something, some sort of, you know, crisis with their own identity, and then seeing someone who's quote unquote cool on stage being so okay with themselves can like really help out kids, man. And like also once again encourage them to step forward and have that torch passed to them.
Dude, 100. That's really well said. And again, super wise, absolutely, for sure. And that's kind of like the beautiful thing about the hardcore world is because of how much participation is just like there. You know what I mean? And some people do take it a little bit too far, but we're not really talking about that right now. Just like being able to feel weird and shy and like awkward in your own life, and then find these people, and then to see someone on stage that you know was just like that, but now they're this like they're blossoming, you know what I mean?
And for real.
It kind of like shows them like the path or the way, or that it's possible, you know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, straight up. And just I just feel like even outside of the hardcore scene, everyone can benefit from people being genuine and just being their honest selves.
Dude, agreed. I understand how it could be intimidating for some people to take that leap and say their actual opinion, or to say what's actually in their heart. I get how that can be.
That's what hardcore is about.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You know,
for sure.
It's like you want to be in the hardcore scene. It's like, all right, speak your mind, man.
Yep.
What do you got to say? I don't have to agree with you, but I want to hear it.
Yep, dude. Absolutely, for sure. I agree with that completely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. That new single that you guys put out, I have it pulled up here. I actually, in preparation of this little interview, of course, I listened to every goddamn thing that you put out.
Oh, snap. I'm sorry.
No, it was so sick, dude. And,
hell yeah.
No, the new stuff it's sounding great, man. I can't fucking wait for
Thank you.
The rest of this stuff. My appetite is wet.
Good.
Hell yeah, man. Great fucking job on all that shit over here.
Thank you.
So are you still doing like any ghostwriting or commissions, or doing anything kind of like commercial with your talents and setup?
I haven't done too much in like the past little while. I'd say like the past year or so, I've really slowed down with that kind of thing. I've just like on a personal note, I've had a lot of like pretty big life changes happening, and that's kind of just been on the back burner. Like I've, especially during the pandemic where like I needed extra money and things like that. It was a really good outlet to kind of have for that time in my life to kind of like make a bit of extra money, put some, get my name out there on in a creative level outside of just being a person in a band, kind of deal. And like I kind of like I started doing that sort of thing just by almost by accident. Like I got approached by a friend to do theme music for their podcast, and I was like, okay. Like,
yeah.
Are you sure? Like, and yeah, that kind of just like snowballed, and then I had like some other people hit me up, and I do have one project that I've still been working on with someone for quite some time now. It was just a rather kind of casual thing, and I kind of don't really want to take on too much more until that's wrapped up. But no, it's a really cool experience, because like I'm constantly writing music. Like I have a ridiculous amount of unreleased music on my computer, and like all different like genres under the umbrella of heavy music. Like I have like deathcore EPs, I got metalcore stuff, pop punk, post hardcore, like all that crap, man.
Yeah.
And like having that outlet to kind of like put those kinds of things out was really, really cool. Because there's no way like some deathcore stuff I'm gonna write is gonna make it on the next Rust record, like.
No, for sure. But if you got an idea, you might as well like jot it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, dude. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's so sick. Okay, one other thing I want to talk about before we get into the fun thing that we have planned here is that you're like talking about like being yourself and unapologetically just like who you are. You are bringing back the crop top like nobody I've ever seen, man. It is the goddamn coolest thing in the world. And yeah, so I just wanted to just throw that out there on Front Street right away, that the crop top look is fucking sick as hell.
Thank you.
Oh, man. When did you start like cutting the bellies out of shirts?
Oh shit. That would have been maybe like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, damn true.
Yeah, it was like honestly a lot of encouragement from an ex-partner definitely helped with the confidence sort of thing, because like I've always wanted to wear more like feminine clothes, because I'm not a masculine dude by any means,
dude, for sure.
That never ever suited me, and it's like the whole like hardcore tough guy kind of cloud that follows the modern ethos of hardcore.
Yes.
I kind of just had like a bit of a like fuck it kind of moment, like I'm gonna let the music do the talking. If me dressing in crop tops and short shorts is gonna make me feel confident, and like I can be a bad bitch and my band is heavy as fuck to back up that, it's like I guess everything for me kind of just circles back to let your music do the talking sort of deal. And just with how I dress, and it's not like it was like any kind of like performative thing. I'm literally wearing one right now.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, for sure.
Like it's just it's a part of who I am, sort of thing. And like I don't know, I've gotten so with other bands that I've been in the past, I felt like I really, really had to kind of filter my persona, especially online, just out of fear of, like being cringe or not cool, and then people won't take me seriously kind of thing.
For sure.
So I guess just like my expression of myself through my clothing was kind of like a bit of a step towards being more secure with myself.
Yeah.
And kind of just, putting, letting my freak flag fly, in the loudest way that I can. And like, yeah, if I can wear crops and short shorts and bust out some gnarly vocals and have people destroy each other in the pit, Like, you can get up there in a dress. You could get up there in a freaking Barney the Dinosaur costume. Who gives a shit, man? Whatever it is that you got to do to be you, do it and let your music back it up for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful, man. And it's like, because it kind of flies against the whole like aesthetic of the tough guy hardcore thing, which is why it like makes an impact visually. But when I see you perform in it, or I see like the promo shots, it doesn't strike me as out of place. It's not like it's hard as fuck, man, is what I'm trying to say. Like, it goes fucking hard.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the whole thing, man. Like, just like, I don't know, just being able to just be your genuine damn self. That's the fucking hardest thing you can do. Like, go ahead and crowd kill people, throw tables at shows, get on Not a Push Pit. Who gives a fuck? Like, you do all that, whatever. You're still a fucking coward, in my opinion, if you can't be yourself.
100%, man. Yeah. Really well said.
Yeah.
Very eloquent. Yeah. Amazing, dude. Fucking awesome.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna get out of the philosophy section of.
All right.
Oh,
dude, I could talk for days.
Oh no, so could I. That's great. We're coming up to an hour on this part right now, which is fucking really sick, dude. Yeah. So thank you for being an open book and being so open about all that. And yeah, please.
Dude, of course.
Yeah, dude, that's so sick. But right now, so I'm gonna explain to my audience here really quick. I'm ripping off hard lore, unashamedly. I'm ripping off hard lore. You got Colin Young of God's Hate. You got Bo of Harm's Way or whatever, their podcast. They just did this thing where they drafted, like, basically they made hardcore, like a hardcore football league, and they drafted all these bands, but at the end they drafted their own personal fantasy band. So I said, hey, are you down to do this fantasy band thing? And Tommy was like, yeah, dude, of course. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna pick a 5-piece band. So drums, bass, rhythm guitar, lead guitar, vocals. All right, this is mostly gonna be hardcore kind of adjacent. And then we're gonna name this band. We're gonna go back and forth. We should do a coin flip though to see who goes first. Actually,
all right.
I don't even know if I have one handy. So, oh yeah, I do. Okay, hell yeah. All right, sick. So basically, what we're gonna do, we're gonna start with drums and then go back and forth from that. All right, dude, you call it in the air. It's in the air.
Heads.
Damn, it's heads. All right, so you're going first.
All right.
All right, so let's draft a drummer into your fantasy band.
All right. So on drums, I drafted D-Fang from Turnstile.
Okay, true.
For these reasons. The homie's groove that he plays with, the chops that he has, and like the way that he plays is so freaking tasteful without overplaying, and just the energy and presence behind that dude. He plays drums with his entire body, and like if I'm watching a band and their drummer isn't hitting the drums like they owe them money, then like I'm walking out. I'm sorry. You gotta hit hard, dude.
Dude, he's been one of my favorites over the last, probably over like almost a decade now. It's just fucking crazy to think. But
right?
Yeah, dude, like that guy can hold down a groove. I've never seen him like miss a beat. He's just like provides the perfect pocket for those guys to just like do whatever the hell that they wanted to do. It was him and Brady when those riffs and those drums came together, dude, in the early days. I was just like, God damn, this is the band. Jesus Christ. And
yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, man. Hell of a great selection. So basically, what I did for mine is I picked a member from every decade of hardcore, all right? So I went all the way back to the 80s, all the way until now, and I picked one person from each decade. And so I'm going to go back to the 80s for my drummer. And mostly this guy's known for being the drummer for Descendants, but I'm using him for his drum work with Black Flag, and that is Bill Stevenson. And he's also a hell of a songwriter. And we're going to need a songwriter because my frontman, I don't want him writing anything, okay? He is not going to be doing that. So, and Bill, fuck man, that guy can hold down any kind of rhythm. Yep. So that's my pick for my drummer.
Hell yeah, man. That's what's up.
All right. Who do you got on bass?
On bass, I got Mr. Hoya Rock from, well, previously of Madball.
Yeah. Damn,
that dude, absolute G. His attitude towards everything is just so chill. I've been fortunate enough to have like a couple little conversations with him, and he's just like the most down to earth dude. And like his bass tone, phenomenal. If you don't have that like Ampeg SVT clanky bass tone and you're playing in a hardcore band, you need to go get a new amp, dude. You know, figure that out. You know, and he has that on lock.
Yeah.
And to my knowledge, after Stigma left Madball, Hoya was like their primary songwriter, and some of the riffs from like the later Madball records, or like middle of their career records, like Infiltrate the System and things like that, are some of my favorite hardcore riffs ever. So aside from him being a super solid bass player and a solid dude, the songwriting abilities that he would have to bring to this fantasy project would be a massive asset. Dude, in my opinion.
No, for sure. And so far you've picked sweethearts, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, these dudes they're for sure. Because Daniel Fang, man, like, he's always been very like cordial and positive towards me online. You know what I mean? He's a very he's a cool dude for sure. So yeah, and those two guys playing together, that would be fun. That would definitely be fun.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. No, for sure. So for my bass player, I don't know if I'm breaking the rules, but no, because he definitely plays bass. But primarily, Anaya Lee from Zulu, he is the front man. He was also the drummer for Dare, but he put together.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, he's such a fucking sick drummer. And he put together the early Zulu stuff all by himself. Like it was just like him in his bedroom, of course, the way that you do. And he's just like such a fucking talented guy. And also, this guy can fucking slam. This guy can stage dive. This guy can do anything you want. So basically what I want in my band is for the pit to never stop moving, okay? So that's going to be very important for me. And Anaya Lee just has that energy. He's just nonstop and it's infectious. And yeah, so that's my pick for bass. And he's from this current decade, of course, the 2020s.
Yep.
And having Bill Stevenson play with Anaya Lee just sounds hilarious in my brain.
That's freaking awesome. I love that, man.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, we're going to guitar. Now, it doesn't need to be lead or rhythm or whatever. You can choose whatever you want. But your first guitar player, sir?
All right. So I did categorize them between rhythm and lead. But my rhythm guitar player be the homie, the NYHC legend, AK Ray. That dude's right hand technique, watching him play guitar is like, I just, every time I see him play, I'm just glued to his right hand. Just the way that dude picks the tones that I've heard him get out of solid state amps. I'm like, how are you a person?
True.
And like, this guy is just like, he's supported Rust since day one. And, you know, like I've taken into account, to a certain degree, when we get to who I have on vocals, it'll just throw this idea right out the fucking window.
Okay,
but how people carry themselves is a massive part of what would make me want to have them in the project. So even just like knowing him personally, and him being such a solid dude, he's a real one, man. And like, that's just a massive contributing factor to why I would have chosen him. And also that freaking right hand, dude. If you ever get the chance to see Northern Hit Squad, or if Bulldoze comes up here again, watch that dude play guitar. Look at his picking hand, bro. It is nuts.
That's sick, dude. I like the technical pick that you have there. I don't mean to use the pick as a pun there, but that is a very technical pick there, from the tone, to the picking style. I like that. I didn't put any thought into any of that. I was just trying to create the weirdest fucking group band. Yeah, no, that's really smart, dude. I like that a lot. For my band, I need two-step parts. All right, I need mosh parts. I need people to be cartwheeling. I need some sing-along parts as well. Okay, and there's one guy that can write guitar parts to inspire all of that, and that is Zach from Bane. He is my choice from the 2000s. He doesn't do anything too fancy. He's just a meat and potatoes guy. He's just like, you want a two-step? Here's a two-step. Is it time for a sing-along? Well, here's the sing-along part. So I guess it's kind of technical, but from a very, very basic level.
Dude, less is more with hardcore. It is. If you overcomplicate it, then like it loses the kind of like pulse, I guess. Like, I don't know. I think that's a freaking great choice, because especially with bands like Bane, even if you've never seen them before, you can almost like anticipate where the song's gonna go and still be able to mosh even though you've never heard the band before. It's awesome. It's a cool asset.
No, for sure. And I think like a lot of what they did, like, sure, with like today's ears sounds like, yeah, my God, okay, this again, guys, thank you. Yeah. But like, I don't know, man. There's a reason why all of that stuff has become so cliche and run into the ground. And like at the time, it sounded fresh, but they just like ran the shit into the ground. And like you said, you know when the two-step part is coming. You know when the breakdown is coming. Okay, it's time to dogpile. And that is exactly how they wrote their songs, and that's what I want to bring to this fantasy band. 100%. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
All right, so who's going to be your second guitar player?
So I am a massive fan of guitar solos. Always have been.
Yeah.
80s thrash metal is my favorite genre or subgenre, whatever you want to call it, of heavy music. Always has been, always will be. And the amount of crossover that has no pun intended, that has happened with, you know, thrash metal all of a sudden becoming cool and hardcore. Mm-hmm. I picked Blake Ibanez of Power Trip fame.
Damn,
because
that is an amazing
that dude
pick.
Can shred like a motherfucker, and also you won't be sacrificing any of that like straightforwardness, hardcore integrity, because Power Trip was kind of like one of the, at least in my opinion, one of the bigger bands in recent years that, you know, kind of bridged that gap between metal fans and hardcore kids.
Dude, yeah,
so
sure.
having that kind of blend and like the musical capability of being able to play guitar solos, because like, let's be real, a lot of hardcore musicians aren't so much like the best musicians you'll meet, and they don't have to be.
No,
they don't have to be,
for sure.
Yeah, but you know, out of everyone under the hardcore umbrella, when I was putting this list together, just thinking of like, you know, having like a Power Trip solo over top of some like Scarhead sounding riff or some shit that AK would write would be hilarious and just awesome.
Dude, yeah, no, that's a hell of a band that you got picked out here so far, man. And like, I can almost imagine it like happening. That's weird.
Yeah, dude, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna hit all of them up every single day. I'm dedicating the rest of my life to just at least get them to not leave me on red.
No, damn, Power Trip. Yeah, no, and for sure, because all that crossover stuff, especially over the last couple of years, is definitely making like their comeback. And unfortunately, the tragedy that happened with Power Trip might have been why a lot of people were kind of like nostalgic for this kind of thing, and maybe that could have been a huge part of that. But bands like Mind Force, like, I don't know, man, they're just like crossover thrash is making serious noise right now.
Oh man, it's what's up. That's my shit, man. That's my bread and butter.
Man, that's so sick. I got into Metallica a little bit as a kid. Never got like, I don't know, they were never one of like my bands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I definitely got like, me getting into music is right around like Korn, Limp Bizkit era. So like Korn and Limp Bizkit would be bands that would be like the very foundation of me, like,
musically.
Okay. But then
Nice.
as soon as I found like the Punkorama and the Epitaph bands, then it was like, oh damn, true. Okay, this is what I like, skate punk. And then that kind of led me to Minor Threat, and I was like, oh, this is my shit. Okay, this is what I'm about. But
Hell yeah, dude.
But I'm not going near Minor Threat right now because I've already picked my 80s pick. I'm going to the 2010s right now. Now the band that made like the most noise for me personally, and I know a lot of people have this same like pick for this band from this era, but like I don't know, I'm gonna be a basic bitch here and pick Jamie Roden from Title Fight. That guy can fucking, if you want him to like do some atmosphere, you got a little bit of atmosphere, but that's not necessarily what I want from him right now. I just need him to support whatever Zach from Bane is doing and just be the guy from Title Fight. That's all it needs to be.
Like, won't even have a guitar credit on the record, just the guy from Title Fight.
Just the guy from Title Fight. No, I always love his songs, like when him and Ned go back and forth. I don't know, I love his presence, stage presence, and on his records he's great. But like in the terms of this band that I'm trying to create right now, all he needs to do is maybe do like a 2-note little lead thing here and there. I don't need him to do anything crazy. Maybe get some effects going. I don't care, man. Just be the guy from Title Fight, you know, and that's it.
I love it, man. That's awesome.
All right, so now comes the hardest job in all of hardcore, the front man. You have so much responsibility as the front person of a band. If the people are moving, you're going to get all the credit in the world. If the people are not moving, they're going to be like, why didn't you connect with the audience, you stupid idiot? So who are you picking as your front man?
All right, this is hella out of left field because this dude's not a hardcore musician.
Okay. All right, let's hear it.
But hear me out, dude. Okay. So there's this video of Metallica playing their Diamond Head cover, Am I Evil? I think it's like in Los Angeles or something.
All right.
Long time ago. And what they did was everyone switched instruments. So
True.
Jason's playing guitar, Kirk is playing bass, James is playing drums, and Lars is on vocals.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know what it was with that performance, but just like the anger and aggression in that little Danish man and just the attitude that dude's given. If he had like a couple vocal lessons, I think he'd be like the sickest hardcore vocalist of all time.
All right, I'm gonna have to check that out. All right, if I can get away with copyright, I'll probably cut it in right here so we can get an idea. Because that sounds insane to me, especially. With the
dude,
lineup
it's
that you
awesome.
got. Yeah.
It's awesome, and just like his irrefutable star power being a part of one of the biggest bands in history.
Well, though,
would just like the meme factor of it in itself would just be awesome.
Absolutely. Tickets sold. It doesn't matter who you got doing everything else. Like, tickets are sold. All right? That is
exactly.
That is insane. All right. And then with these like hardcore technical wizards that you've picked out and all these like sweethearts, they don't have to hang out with Lars. Okay? They're probably not gonna be like chilling in the green room with them anytime soon.
Oh hell no, dude. he'll just fly in and then do his thing and then peace out.
Oh, that's crazy. Dude, I love that. I love that a lot. All right, before we get what you're going to call this band, I'm going to give you my vocalist here. And this is just everything that he's done recently and since this band, not a fan. I'm just going to put that on Front Street as well. But it's the early stuff I want. I'm a big hipster like that. I need the early stuff, all right? So I need Dennis Lixon from Refused, but like from Songs to Fan the Flames era. And I don't want anything else. I want him to just be yelly, not screamy. So I need yelly Dennis, not screamy Dennis, if that makes sense. And
yo, dude, I get that.
he can't write about anarchy, and he can't write about the system, and he needs to stay away from all the lyrics, because that's not the band that I want him. That's not the band I want. All right. So Bill and Anaya, you guys write everything, you do everything. Dennis just comes in and just does his thing, and that's it.
Love it.
Yeah, so that's my fantasy band, an insane lineup. And I have the kind of music that I want them to play and their name. But before I unveil that, what is the name of your band? And are they like a subgenre of hardcore?
I would think that they would be like, I guess like a crossover hardcore band, but with a little bit of groove.
Okay, true.
And name-wise, the first one I came up with was Megadeth, but that's taken. So the other name that I came up with was Dirt Napster.
Oh, that's sick, dude. Oh, that's so sick. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, dude, that's crazy. The name Dirt Nap came across my mind when coming up with a name, but because of Napster and because of Lars and because of hardcore and Dirt Nap, dude, sickest name ever. That fucking rules. That rules ass. Hell yeah, man. And you got a groovy fucking thrashy band, solos all over the place, these lead parts just out of nowhere for no reason. Fucking Lars just being mean. Dude.
Yep.
Hell of a
angry
band.
little Danish man. Yeah. Let's go. Dirt Napster for president, dude.
Dirt Napster. Dude, that fucking rules so hard. I love that. So basically, I'm nostalgic for 90s youth crew, okay? So I need a 90s straight edge youth crew band, all right? And I don't think any of these guys are straight edge anymore, but by God, they gotta make straight edge music for me.
Straight edge alumni, right?
Well, yeah, at least 3 of them are alumni. And I'm going like nail on the head. You know how everybody uses that like varsity font or whatever for like that kind of hardcore? I'm just calling this band the Varsity Wrestling Club. And that's it. So yeah, that's my band. 90s youth crew band, the Varsity Wrestling Club.
Dude, that's what's awesome. Oh man, I love that.
Well, that was the funnest time I ever had ripping off another podcast. Drafting a
Hell
band.
yeah.
Hell yeah. Dude, thank you for doing that. I know it's like asking you to do work and stuff, but because I know how much you like music, I knew this would be very easy for you to do. And literally 5 minutes after I hit you up, you're like, all right, I'm done. I got it. Like, all right. Yeah, same.
It's fun, man. I love doing stuff like this.
Yeah, that was sick.
Hell yeah.
Dude, all right, man. How long will we be going? Hour and 10 minutes. Perfect. Right on, dude. Thank you so much for being here and doing this right now. Is there anything like you want to plug? Anything you want to like shout out here in the closing segments? Where can people find you?
You could find me on Instagram at InTommyWeRust. Check out our newest single, Face Down. Shout out to everyone in the local Ontario hardcore scene and just heavy music scene in general. We got a lot of super sick bands. I could start name dropping, but this episode would be like a couple hours long. So just check out the Ontario hardcore scene in general. You won't be disappointed. There's a lot of awesome bands, awesome people, and be yourself, be genuine. Try not to be a shitty person, and that's about it, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. That rules ass. Thank you so much. All right, I do gotta say that his pick for Lars as a frontman of a hardcore band totally tracks. Absolutely love it. Tell me what you think down there in the comments. All right, I'm gonna get out of here right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell if you're cool as hell. And until my next upload, you can watch these other uploads. Okay, see you later.